come to order. All rise.
Be seated, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 1058, Kirkpatrick versus Kirkpatrick.
Thank you, Kevin.
You're welcome.
Mr. Kirkpatrick, you and your wife, ex-wife, were married for a short period of time, and you have one child together.
Correct, Your Honor.
The marriage was short-lived, and based upon what I read, for a period of time, your son is now 10?
Yes, Your Honor.
For a period of time after you divorced, and you were divorced or separated after about a year of marriage?
Correct.
You shared custody of him.
Correct, Your Honor.
But then at some point, a couple of years ago, that changed, and you have now full custody of him. He stays with you all the time, with the exception of periods of time when he visits with his mother.
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that okay? You say no. He's 10 years old. Does he go to public school? You don't shake your head.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what grade is he in?
He's in 5th grade.
From whose house does he go to school every day?
His house in DeLand.
His house?
Yes.
All right. And what does he do for the summer? No, what does he do for the summer?
Well, I had put him in summer programs until COVID happened, and we didn't do that. But that's what I had him going to.
And where does he sleep during the summer?
And at my house in his room.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, then he has custody of him. He has physical custody of him. It may not, well, he does.
I'm sorry.
Well, but he does. If he goes to school from his house every day, and if he sleeps at his house during the summer, then he may not have full legal custody of him. That may not have been decided by a court, but he has physical custody of him.
May I?
What?
There is a court hearing coming up September 21st of next month where I have filed with the Volusia County court system in Florida the contempt because he has been withholding Titan from me.
Listen,
And
I don't want to hear.
We have 50-50.
He has been living with his father. Did he go to school from his father's house in the 4th grade? That's either a yes or a no. That's either a yes or a no. Did he go to his father's house in the 4th grade?
Yes, but
that was 2020. I don't know if school is open now where you live. Is it?
It is now.
When did it open?
This was the first week of school, actually.
Okay. So he's going to school from your house this year, 2021.
Yes, Your Honor.
In 2019 was when you say he came to live with you full time. In what month?
July, Your Honor.
In September of 2019, did he go to school from your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
October, November.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may have a hearing coming up, Ms. Kirkpatrick, but for the last 2 years, his father has had physical custody of him for the majority of the time. So you can shake your head all you like. That's it. And I don't have to get into the reasons for it, but his father has had physical custody of him. This is what this case is about. On Mother's Day this past year, according to the complaint, you brought your son over to visit with his mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
By the way, are you employed, sir?
I am, Your Honor, yes.
And aside from your son, who do you live with?
Just myself.
Does someone take care of him when you're not after school while you're working?
Either he'll come with me and be at the office, or I have it so that he's home. He's almost 11, and that's why I have him have a phone so that if he needs to call me or if there's an emergency, he can call me, which there never is. But
what kind of work do you do?
I'm a marketing consultant. I do advertising for a local newspaper.
And Ms. Kirkpatrick, what do you do for a living?
I'm a homemaker, and I also do outdoor tree work with my boyfriend as self-employed.
You're a homemaker. Do you have other children?
No, Titan is my only.
You mean you stay home?
I was a stay-at-home mom until he took that away from me.
Okay, we're talking about 2.5 years ago. I'm asking you what you do now.
Yes, I'm a homemaker.
Okay. You don't have a child.
Self-employed.
Oh, you're self-employed. And where do you live?
In De Leon Springs, Florida.
Where? House?
Yes, it's a house.
Who do you live with?
My grandmother.
It's her house?
Yes, it's her house.
How long have you been living there?
Since 2017, end of 2017.
Your Honor, may I interject just quickly?
What?
It's not actually her grandmother's house. She rents, and she doesn't live in the house. Barry lives in the detached garage of the house.
Her grandmother rents the house?
Yes, Your Honor. It's not her house.
Do you live inside the house or in the garage?
It's an apartment. It's not an actual garage. Yes, I live in the detached unit.
Describe it to me.
It's fully remodeled, renovated. Looks like a nice apartment inside.
Has a bathroom, shower?
No, I have no running water yet. But if I shower, it's inside.
You go into your grandmother's house.
Right.
So that it has no running water.
Correct.
I don't know quite how to say this to you without sounding harsh. He works and takes care of a 10-year-old full-time. You do nothing. Being a homemaker without children and without a husband, it means you take care of yourself.
William Kirkpatrick claims his ex-wife, Barry Kirkpatrick, invaded his privacy and disabled his phone.
Do you live inside the house or in the garage?
It's an apartment. It's not an actual garage. Yes, I live in the detached unit.
Describe it to me.
It's fully remodeled, renovated. Looks like a nice apartment inside.
Has a bathroom, shower?
No, I have no running water yet. But if I shower, it's inside.
You go into your grandmother's house.
Right.
So that it has no running water.
Correct.
And you live there with your boyfriend?
He lives with, yeah.
That's him.
Yes, that.
On Mother's Day weekend, you dropped your son off to visit with his mother.
Yes.
For the whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday, or just Sunday?
He was actually there for a week because she wanted him to stay longer.
While he was there, you had given him a phone
Yes, Your Honor.
to have. And according to you, the phone was returned with your son, but in a disabled condition, so
Yeah,
that
that's right.
you could no longer use it because his mother had put a tracker on the phone.
Yes, Your Honor. She had put a parenting application on it, like a parental lock, that only she could allow things to happen. She had set up a passcode with a Gmail account that only she knew. In addition to that, she also did put a tracking app on it so that she could monitor it as long as it's on in real time.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you buy the phone?
No.
You want to explain to me why you modified the phone?
Yes. I had no knowledge that Titan had a phone.
Okay.
So when my son came to visit on Mother's Day weekend, while he was with my grandmother, I heard a jingle go off, and the jingle was coming from his book bag. So I pulled out the phone, and it was a bedtime alarm that had went off, and so I just turned it off. And when I turned it off, I was surprised that Titan had a phone because I was told that he didn't, because I have been wanting to buy him a phone with a working number.
Whatever.
And
Let's move on. You found a phone, so you knew his father had
yes,
bought a phone for him,
yes.
and he had it, and that you hadn't purchased it. And so what did you do?
Well, I went through the phone.
Why?
I'm his mother, and
First of all, you
was
had no
his
knowledge
phone.
whether it was his phone or his father's phone.
I had Dragon Ball Z wallpaper on it with Titan's name all over it.
That's okay. I have a picture of my deceased dog on my phone as my wallpaper. So you went through the phone.
Yes.
Did you need a passcode in order to go through the phone?
No. There was no lock on it.
Okay. So you went through the phone, and
I found that I was not listed as a contact in the phone. He and his girlfriend only were contacts in the phone, and messaging was only taking place through him and his girlfriend. And I also checked the browser history of the phone as well. And I have some things that I would like to share with you,
absolutely.
which is why I put it's called Family Link. It's a parental lock for the safety of your child.
How did you, Mrs. Kirkpatrick, how did you communicate with your former husband about him dropping off your son and picking him up? Was that by phone or text?
Mostly by text.
Okay. And so you have a phone,
I have one, yes.
and he has one.
Yes.
Well, is there any reason why you didn't contact your former husband, since he had acquiesced to bringing your son to you for the weekend on Mother's Day? Is there any reason why you didn't contact him and said, I found this phone that I assume you bought for Titan? Titan?
Titan, Your Honor.
I'm not listed as a contact.
Right.
You know, is there any reason why you didn't do that?
Well, yeah.
What's the reason?
No, I don't know the reason. He never said.
No, what's the reason you didn't call him?
Oh,
Text
I told
him and say, I found a phone. I didn't know that Titan had a phone. I want to be listed as a contact. She wants to show me something that she's going to say explains why she took control of this phone. So I'd like to take a look at it.
Your Honor, may I add something quickly?
No. First, I want to look at this, and then I'll ask you questions.
Sorry.
Don't give me a whole bunch of stuff that's meaningless. I don't want to read stuff that's meaningless. What is this picture of?
That is a picture from Titan that he took a picture of himself, sending to his dad, stating that he still wasn't feeling well, that he wants to go to the doctor.
I see that. I see that. I still think that Dad, can I delete Prime Video for space? If I don't, won't be able to play any more games because they're around. I can't play games. What is, I don't know what this is. It's nothing. Titan bedtime in 10 minutes. I'll be home soon. Sleep in your bed tonight. Well, so far, the only thing that would be troublesome to me for a kid, these things. Okay, so is it your son who's doing all this cursing, sir?
Unfortunately, it's a little side effect he picked up from public school.
Yeah, you know. He seems to be, well, first I'm going to show this to you. This is what his mother said she found on the phone.
Thank you. Yeah, that's something that I should have been probably told about. I didn't know. I had no idea that was on there.
Okay, and you have a girlfriend whose name is Holly?
Correct.
Okay, and I assume that there's a little bit of sometimes tension with Titan and Holly?
No, not at all.
Okay. There was some suggestion there about sleeping in the same bed with her.
My son?
Yeah, there's something about the bed isn't big enough for three.
Oh, because he still likes to crawl in sometimes into my bed, even though he has his own room and bed and everything. And I was like, Titan, you need to go sleep in your room. And I was trying to play around with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So those things came off the phone.
Mm-hmm. That's disturbing. That is disturbing, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's disturbing. It would be disturbing to me as a parent. The reality of the situation is he is a single parent raising a 10-year-old full-time himself, and he wasn't swift enough and engaged enough to see that his son was starting to fool around on the internet in places where he shouldn't.
William Kirkpatrick is accusing his ex-wife, Barry Kirkpatrick, of modifying his phone without permission. Barry claims her actions were to protect their young son from adult content.
Okay. So those things came off the phone.
That's disturbing. That is disturbing, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's disturbing. It would be disturbing to me as a parent. And the reaction should be, as a parent, to call the other parent and say, this is what's going on with the phone. You may not know about it because I don't know quite how to say this to you without sounding harsh. He works and takes care of a 10-year-old full-time. You do nothing. Being a homemaker without children and without a husband, it means you take care of yourself. That's what you're telling me. So if you're trying to juggle taking care of a 10-year-old, trying to have a social life, and trying to work full-time, I assume that you're not paying any child support, Ms. Kirkpatrick. I assume